Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? It is Monday, January 24th, and man, the markets are bleeding right now. You can see this was the weekly support level for the NASDAQ, and price just broke through it overnight, pushing down, and it came down to about the 61% right here. You can see that these levels just weren't broken last week, and yeah, price is just continuing down. US30's down, looking the same. Um, see here. Same thing, right? If we were to, I think this looks a little bit more clear. Instead of going from up here, looks like this is a strong level of resistance right here, right? Look at that. Maybe something like that. Comes up to these levels, right? Possibly. But let's just go to the weekly time frames, or let's go to the dailies. I'm not sure I'm going to take any trades from here just because of what it's doing. But so the S&P 500 right now is in its weekly support level, right? You can see that this was a support level on the daily chart, but everything is tanking. Ethereum is down to 21.8. Sheesh, this is the weekly IOC. Man, everything is bleeding like ridiculously. This is insane. See where XRP is headed. Oh, what happened here? Okay, so XRP is in this weekly or daily support level. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. This is crazy, man. I don't think I've ever seen the markets bleed like this before. I've only really been on the charts. Um, I've only really been on the charts, really for the past year or so, year and a half, and I haven't been paying too much attention to. Hold on a second. Let me see here. It is showing that it is a little bad on the stream house. So my apologies if it's not as clear as you want it to be. Let me see here. Yeah, either way, everything is bleeding right now. Everything is down, everything is red. Let's see if there's any news that's coming out that's really hurting the market right now. So flash manufacturing, let's go to CNBC. Man, everything is down and it's bleeding bad. Netflix is still down huge. Tesla's down, 5%. Netflix down 22% down there. It's really bad right now. So why shouldn't it continue down to the downside? Well, I think it could. So let's see. Man, Bitcoin is like the mover of all movers, right? This is where we could see it's a very, very strong support level. And I think truthfully it could come down to, I think Bitcoin could make it down to 20K. I feel like this level has to be accounted for right here, right? In between here to here has to be accounted for. You could see it pushed up to about 20K. Its previous high, back in 2018, then it was down for a while, right? For basically 2 years before it pushed back up again. Maybe that's something that we see here. We see it down for a while, boom, 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 and before it starts making its move again. Very, very nice. Well, let's get back to the NASDAQ and see what it's doing. Man, look at that on the weekly. I know you can't tell with all of my shit right here, but you could see it's pushing and it's pushing hard. And right here is where the pandemic hit. And let's see how far it actually went for the entire pandemic. Hit its high, all-time high, right? And ultimately came down about 32% over a little bit less than that, but let's do it accurately. From here, shit. So about 32% in 42 days. And let's see what it's doing right here after it hit these highs. All right. Yeah, I might have some way to go. We're about halfway there, right? From that 32%. And let's see if we were to take it to 30%. Yeah, this thing is flying and it's flying fast. Give me a second. Let me actually go ahead and put you on the 15-minute chart to show you what I'm looking at in terms of sell-offs and buys and whatnot. Definitely looking for a sell, not looking for any buys right now. You see it broke the weekly support right here on the NASDAQ. Let's see here. Straighten this up. I actually did it from this level, but I like the way it looked on US30. This is a strong resistance level, strong lower high. So I'm going to do it something like this. And I like this ILC right here. I do. So we'll see what it gives us right now in the next 5 minutes. If it pushes to these levels, give me a quick second and we'll go from there. But I'm looking for something like this. Either from this level or this top level, I think we could see price push down. We'll come down here and see if there's anything a little bit more clear on the 5 minute. All right. So this would be a better entry. It's closer to the 62% ILC and the ILC. So something like that. That's what we're looking for. So let's see. Give me a quick minute. All right, let's see. 6:30 open. Is it just gonna push down, or is it gonna push up? Might push up from here. Might just continue to push down. Let's see. All right, it's making its way up now. I think. I think it should be. The 1 minute chart has a nice push. You can tell right here. Maybe not. It's too early in there. Truthfully, I'm not going to take anything today that I don't see. If it pushes from here, then I missed the trade. But that's not enough for me right there to go ahead and take that trade. So if it continues to push down from here, then yeah, I'm not going to take it. Oh, there, yeah. See, there it goes. It's making its way up and down. Man, tempted to put a buy in now, but no, you never want to go ahead and go against the market. Well, as soon as I said that, right? So once it gets up to this area, we just want to see if it gets the respect um, it needs, right? See if we can push up from there. Damn. I don't know if it'll make it. Still 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle, but we'll see if it makes it. Mm, man, just might not come down here. We'll see. It looks like it might push down right here, but I just don't know if I like this. It looks a little bit nicer on the 1 minute, but like you can see here, it's not breaking this high, right? Yeah, I wouldn't take it. It's still gonna push up. Shit. So you can see how this 5 minute candle is so indecisive right now, right? Over the last minute, I think it will show what it's gonna do. Still early though, right? We already know that this thing could push down right here, and then the last 20 seconds make its move back up, or push up right here, and then the last 10 seconds make its way down. That's why I usually like to wait for a candle to finish if I'm not too sure, because that'll kind of give us a better glimpse or picture of what it might be. About 23 seconds left. There you go. Looked like it was coming down the whole time, and then the last 10 seconds started making its way back up. It's respecting the 50 EMA right here on the 1 minute chart. Go ahead and show you guys. Sitting on top of it, right? So it broke through it, respected it, respected it, respected it, and now it's pushing up to the upside, which is, what you want to see if you had a buy in there. So we'll see if it can make its way. Looks like it will make its way to the upside. So once it gets up to this level, I just want to see some respect shown. This is the 1 minute chart, and you can see the 5 minute ILC starts about here, the body, and the 1 minute is just a little bit higher. So when we look at our stop loss, I'm going to show you if it comes up here, but it's a little smaller since we're here. Look at something like this. And we really don't need it that high, a 51 pip stop loss. We just need it above these highs right here. So I'd say about 35, 36 pips. And then we can match it. I think this is a strong resistance to support level. Right? I could see this being a strong level for a while. So maybe first take profit right there. Even then, that's a pretty far way down, 200 pips. So I could see it falling down to those levels. I could see it falling down to the 27% and just continue on this downtrend. So it's just a matter of what we're gonna do. So we'll see. So I just got the news. $130 billion wiped off the crypto markets in 24 hours as Bitcoin and Ether dropped to multi-month lows. So yeah, these things are hitting hard to the downside, even though they're getting a little. I think all the cryptos are getting a nice little push right now. They're moving up a little bit. 88 was at 96 cents before open. XLM was at 15 cents. I think Sol's actually dropping more. Dot was around 15.99. So they're all getting a nice little push. XRP was at 55 cents. All of them are getting a nice little push right now, but it's a matter of how long is it going to last, because you can see this level isn't necessarily, I mean, it could fall right here. It really could, but I just don't like taking it right here. Really don't. You can see it's kind of wants to push up to the upside, but it's getting pulled back down. Let's see what it does over the next 30 seconds. See what it does. Yeah, we're in this crazy market right now where it kind of seems like we're in this crazy market right now where it really seems like um, these are huge moves, right? And that's 36 pip stop loss. If we were to have it down here, it's even higher than that. If we were to take the trade entry right here, 56 pip stop loss. So that's a little crazy, but let's see. We'll see what it gives us. So Bitcoin and Ether are off more than 50% from their all-time highs and trading at their lowest level since July. The movements in cryptocurrency markets have been correlated to the selling seen in higher risk assets like technology stocks. 130 billion wiped off over the last 130 billion of value, excuse me, wiped off in the last 24 hours, down 4%. Ether down 7% today. Worst week since March 2020. Damn. Bitcoin and crypto have been reacting much more violently given the nature of the asset class, and we're likely to test 30 to 32K given current sentiment and momentum. Holds above 30K on a long time frame, such as 1 week, then there could be a base formed at those levels before the market moves higher. It could be some time for the market to turn bullish given the lack of confidence against the spectrum. Oh man. See, I'm over here reading and it still looks like it's going to come down to these levels right here. See if this was a 5 minute. I'll see that it stopped at. Yep, seen that. So just like we did, it could have been something like, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna test it. It could have been here. You know, if you would have did your Fibonacci from here to here, let's actually just do it. That just at the 50%, yeah. So I mean, it could respect this 50% too and just make its way down. But I think I'd rather, let's see here. I know 15-minute ILCs. There's this 5 minute, but it's kind of small for me. I don't know. I just don't like that area. I like to see it come up here before it retraces down. So we'll see. But he said he too has been using 30K as a target, but noted that the median historical bear market for Bitcoin is down 78%. Bitcoin is currently about 50% of its all-time high. So he expects it to go down, kind of like what I was doing right here, right? So if we go to Bitcoin, let's go down. It might just fall off from here. 5 minute 50 EMA. Let's see if that's the 15-minute 20 EMA. Almost. Yeah, see, I would have liked it up here a little bit more. If it's really in consolidation, um, it's not moving outside of this, right? It's stuck in here. Since 6:30, it's been right here in between here, so it might just stay there, or it could push down. But let's go to Bitcoin, right? I'm no expert. I'm no expert at all, so don't think I am. This is just my view of the chart and how I see things. So one thing that I noticed is, you know, you always go to the history. Go to the history. The history is going to tell you the future, right? So Bitcoin, whew, I would have loved to have gotten it here at these fucking levels, $11 and all that bullshit, right? It's crazy. You know, $500 would be insane. Um, but basically we had this huge push to 20,000, right? And when it hits low coming from there, I think I've seen it around. I think I seen it right here around 4,800 is when I seen it. When I could have took a huge investment right there, but I didn't. That one hurts me to this day. Still have nightmares. But basically, when it came down, it had come down about over 300 over a year period. It dropped 83%. So I think that's what he's saying. Maybe my numbers are a little off, but over 363 days, it had lost 83.2% of its value, which is in fucking insane, right? Insane. Then you could come up here and let's see how much value is it going to use. When it pushed up right here, it lost about, you know what, let's try to be as accurate as possible. I don't want to do it not as accurate as possible. From there to there, even a little bit more, it's down about 55%, right? Now from here to here, it's down about 52%. So I think they're just expecting it to come down a little bit more. And if I think personally, like I was saying earlier, it does need to fill between this high and this high, between this level and this level. This needs to be filled, personally, in my opinion. And I've bought, but now that I see what it's doing, I think it truly could come down to here, which would be, what he's saying, about 72%. I think it could come up here, retrace, fall back down, sit here, and then make its move to the upside, when they say 100K, all that craziness. Um, now for me, I just feel like I really just try to understand the markets now, right? So here it took 365 days before it bottomed out. And let's go to March 20th. We'll go to the we'll go to the 2 hour time frame. Let's go to March 20th. That's when the pandemic had basically shut down everything, right? It is March 20. All right. So here, life is good, life is great. Boom. I think this is when the pandemic really started to hit. And let's see what type of time frame we were at here. So 29 days, there was a 63% drop just in 29 days, right? So we could be bottoming out. I like to see like some type of rejection, kind of like this. This is going to be something I'm looking um, to signal a reversal, right? Something like this. Huge rejection, right? Kind of stayed on top of this, created a little bit of resistance to support. It doesn't even look like anything crazy to me too, which is kind of insane. Like I was expecting some sort of rejection that would really show, but I don't even see that. See on the 1 hour time frame what it looks like. One thing it did was basically it wasn't necessarily here because this nice engulfing candle is really nice. But I think the where it really started to show that it was going to push up is once it started sitting on top of these levels, right? Using it as a support, using it as a support, and then it got the fuck out of there, I think. Maybe this is what they're talking about bottoming out. But even then, this is a pretty big difference from, 4,000 to up here. Yeah, I seen it at like 4,800. Didn't know anything about cryptocurrencies or anything. And I was asked, what investment I would make with a few 100,000. And I said, I don't know. And I looked at Bitcoin that same night and seen it was at 4,800. Fucking insane, brother. But now we just make sure that we can handle the situation. Now, we learn from our mistakes, try to gain some wisdom, and we just do what we can now. And look at what it's doing now. This is insane. Oh, it's making its way. Yeah, it didn't come up to our level the way I would have liked it to. Let's see what it's looking like right here. So essentially what it did was it rejected this ILC right here. So I'm going to make this green just because that's what it is. It was like at the 50% from this high to this one. It's about 50% mark. Not rejected it. I just wouldn't have taken it at that level. Seems a little bit too risky for me at that point right here. But then again, you could have had a tight stop loss. I really typed stop loss and said something like this. It's not even that tight. Minimum is saying 35 pips, taking it to this target line. It would have been a great trade, right? Truthfully. But I just didn't like that area. You risk about 37 pips to hit about 140, and then you could possibly take this down even farther to this level. So I guess it was a good trade, but I just didn't like that area to sell off from. It wasn't for me. But we had drawn this out, right, as a possible target. I want to show you guys what it did right here on the 1 minute. Just to give you some explanation, because I learned something from this too. So we had the rejection right here, right? One thing that we could have been doing is saying, okay, if it pushes through, let's see if it comes back up, retraces, and tests this EMA again, right? Once it breaks through the EMA, now we want to see it come back up because we know it's support, resistance, support, resistance, support, support, boom, resistance. And now look what it's doing. So even if we didn't want to take it here on this side, we could have taken it right here. Let's just say something like this, up to the EMA, and we could have taken it just like that, or even farther, because it's up about 114 pips right now, 115 pips and dropping. So this could have been the move right here, is this rejection. So, you know, I just didn't want to trade and be in this market and take trades that I didn't believe in, and I truly believed that it would come up here. So, you know, if you see this, you can take the trade, right? But I just didn't like it. I like this area a little bit more. I'd like to see a little bit more retracement before it pushed down to the downside, but you know, these are great trades in their own right. Something that could have been done, you know, 190 pips, 192 pips from this ILC, and what, 82 pips, 110 pips from this EMA. So it's a nice trade. I ain't gonna lie, it's a nice trade. Uh, Lesson learned, we do the trade journal and then we make it happen from there. That's really what it comes down to. So, you know, for me, I think I'm going to just call it a day. It seems like we missed our entry. I missed the entries that we could have gotten here. And it is what it is. We always have tomorrow to trade. We always have tomorrow to make some money. We learned from it. We know that it's a heavy downtrend. We can see this happening now. 50% retracement, breaks through the resistance to support level, breaks through the 50 EMA, 20 EMA, comes back, retests both of them with the resistance to support level, another continuation confirmation. We jump in the trade right here. Let's say we have a position here, we add a position here, and then we write it down to the downside. It's something that we could have done. So, you know, I think it looks cleaner now than what I had imagined before, but I just don't like taking them at the 50% level, my opinion. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys were able to learn some today. Even though we didn't take a trade, that's fine. You know, the market will always give us a position. It could give us something in 5 minutes. It could give us something in an hour, tomorrow, whatever it may be. You just want to stick to your trading plan. You want to stick to what you know. You want to stick to your trading rules. You want to stick to your strategy and go about it that way. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. Tomorrow we'll get back to it. And if the market presents itself and presents something to us, then guess what? We're in there. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Look at that push up. It could come back up and hit this 20 or 50 EMA again, but I'm going to just go ahead and stay away and we'll see exactly what happens, okay? But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And yeah, thank you. Go ahead and follow the Instagram page.